So think of your favorite book. My favorite fiction book, Count of Monte Cristo. I've read it 4 times, and every time it gets better and better. I recently, a couple months ago, reread it, and it's a story of Edmond Dantes. He's the central character, and everything, it's his story, the action, everything revolves around him as he moves through, and others join and fall away, but it's essentially his story. He's the named central character in the midst of it all. And so the Bible, in the same way, this is God's story, and that God is a central mover, and others join with. And so today's the story of Bartimaeus, a blind beggar on the side of the road. And in Mark's gospel, he's the only person who's healed who's given a name. And what's fascinating me about that is it becomes his story too. His story is joined with Jesus' story, and his way is changed because of the healing of Jesus Christ. And he clearly becomes part of a community of believers because he's known well enough to Mark when he's writing the gospel that not only is his name, but his dad's name is known too. And so he becomes part of this community because of what Christ does for him. And so God's story becomes his story, and it becomes our story too when we are transformed by the grace of Christ, claimed in the waters of baptism, marked as Christ's own forever. Our names are written in the book of life, so it's our story too. And isn't that amazing? That the story of God that starts in Genesis carries on for eternity, becomes our story because of what God has done for us, because God stops and pays attention to us. And so Jesus Christ is teaching us in the story of blind Bartimaeus that as we're going along, who are we paying attention to? How are we looking out for others and inviting them to join their story with Christ's story, the story of the church that will stand forever? Because that's what we're being taught and invited into, a way of life that pays attention to those on the side of the road, that pays attention to those the world is trying to quiet, that we listen and we watch, that we care and we love the same way that Christ loves us.